The year is 2026, and you are absolutely typing way more than you should be nowadays. Lucky for you, I've got a solution, and it's called Wispr Flow. I've been using it since November, and I'm only being slightly hyperbolic when I say that it has literally changed my life. At minimum, it's made me 10x more efficient in the work that I do day to day. I'm doing a lot of writing, communicating, and prompting nowadays, and if I had to physically type everything that I've expressed over that period of time, I would have gotten basically nothing done. All I'm saying is that this one simple tool has completely changed the way that I work, and I want to share it with you. I'm not being paid to make this video, but I am an affiliate, so if you click the link below, I will get a small kickback. Totally optional though. You could just go directly to the website and get it if you don't want to support the channel. No worries at all. But before you do anything, let me explain to you what Wispr Flow actually is. It's a piece of software that you install on your device, and then by holding a couple buttons down on your keyboard, you're able to talk into your computer and it converts it to text rather than you having to type everything. And a cool part about Wispr Flow is that it also checks your grammar and uses AI to help you actually construct better sentences, polish them up, things like that. You can get it on Windows, Mac, or iPhone, and Android is coming soon as of recording this video. In just a minute, I'm going to show you how I'm using it, go over the features, pricing, etc., all those things. But right away, you might be thinking something. You might be saying to yourself, Mark, that sounds pretty cool, but I've definitely seen this concept before on my phone, on the internet, like a bunch of different places. There's a little microphone button. I can just click that and talk into whatever device I'm using. How is Wispr Flow any different? Well, that's a great question. I'm not going to lie to you. There are alternatives out there. If you're on iOS or Android, there's probably a little microphone button that you can click. If you ever poked around on your Mac or your PC, there is a dictation app that's generally built in. Most of the time, it's almost more of an accessibility situation if you physically can't type, but regardless, it still exists and is definitely a viable option. So what I would tell you is if you've never experimented with that, maybe go check that out first. It's going to be a lot cheaper because it's probably free on your machine, but it's definitely going to have less features and maybe be a little less convenient. With all that in mind though, let me show you what I love about Wispr Flow and then you can make that decision for yourself. So I know this first example will resonate with you, simply just writing an email. I'm going to go ahead and talk out some email text that I want to put in here, and then it's going to render it onto the email. Hey, Sally, great chatting with you today. Let's set up another meeting for tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thanks. Simple example, I know, but when was the last time you wrote anything that fast? I'm willing to bet never. It even formatted it in the style of an email. Notice I didn't say period or commas or anything like that either. Automatic punctuation. I'm not saying every instance is going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to be way better than doing everything manually, don't you think? So now you've seen that. That's not bad, right? Let me blow your mind with something else here really quick, though. I'm going to do a similar example, but I'm going to mess up in the middle of describing what I'm trying to say, and then I'm going to have it fix it mid-talking. So pay attention to what I say and pay attention to the output here. Hey, Sally, great chatting with you yesterday. Let's set up another meeting for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Actually, you know what? Make it 3 p.m. Thanks so much. Couple things happened there. Did you catch those? First thing was I was able to say and it just took that completely out. I also initially said 2 p.m. and then I said actually 3 p.m. and the AI within Wispr Flow was able to correct it. I realized that it might take a little bit of time for you to get used to talking to your computer, but hopefully you're starting to see how much faster and effective you could be if you just practice a little with this. I could spend all day showing you the little quality of life features that Wispr Flow has to offer, but I'm going to illustrate one more automated formatting thing in the email, and then I'm going to show you some other ways that I use Wispr Flow. So let's do another example here. Hey, Sally, great meeting today. In tomorrow's meeting, we need to cover 3 things. We need to cover the budget, the timeline, and the scope of the project. Thanks so much. Looking forward to talking to you then. I mean, come on now. What are we even doing here? This is a numbered list that it just put in here, just based on the words that came out of my mouth. I didn't even tell it to do that. Again, I know this is a small example, but I feel like this is pretty impressive. So I want to run through one other example here before we dive in and take a look at some of the features, pricing, etc. And this is a more generalized thing. So obviously when you're writing an email, you don't have a little microphone button or anything like that to click to do voice to text, so that Wispr Flow comes in super handy there. I do a lot of my work in the browser in Chrome here. And in the past, I've experimented with a Chrome extension that does something similar to what Wispr Flow does, but that came with some limitations, specifically that if you ever try to go outside of your browser, that doesn't work. So if you have any apps on your computer, like maybe Slack or iMessage or Facebook Messenger or Google Chat or Claude, for instance, you wouldn't be able to use something like that extension that I was talking about. But with Wispr Flow, you can prompt literally all day and night, and you don't have to type anything. So again, similar situation over here. We have a text input somewhere on our computer. Wispr Flow is running. We can trigger Wispr Flow, and we can talk to type. In this example, I'll show you a different way to trigger Wispr Flow. In our email example, I was holding down Control Windows the entire time I was talking. But what if you need to talk a little longer and you don't want to hold those keys down the entire time? You just press Control Windows spacebar, talk as much as you want, and then click them again to finish up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Hey, Claude. So I'd love to create a website today, if we could talk about that a little bit. I want it to have a homepage, an about page, a contact page. It's for my business. I'm a plumber in Pittsburgh, and I'd really love it to have a black and gold theme. And voila. Now, I could have made that a lot longer, but I didn't want to bore you. Let me just say there are rumors that the hands-free mode only stays activated for 5 minutes, and I have flirted with that time limit before. Needless to say, I really enjoy voice to text. But yeah, just so you understand, most of my day is enabling hands-free mode mode, and then literally just talking to Claude like it's a human for paragraphs and paragraphs of text. And with Wispr Flow, I'm able to do that across my entire computer, no matter what the app is. It's beautiful. Okay, so now that I've demoed some of the ways that I use it, I want to bring up the Wispr Flow Hub to show you some of the features and things that you can configure for yourself as soon as you click the link in the description to go sign up. Here we are on the Wispr Flow Hub. I want to run you through all the goodies back here so you know what you're getting yourself into. If you're on PC, it stays in the little tray docked on the bottom right. At any time, you can just click down there to bring up this hub. If we start on the home page here, you can see some stats up in the top right. And as you can see, I was not kidding. I've used this for 65 days in a row. My average speed is 144 words per minute. Apparently that's in the top 1% of all Flow users. That's pretty sick. I wonder if my award is in the mail. I've dictated over 200,000 words, and I'm honestly not sure what total apps used means, but apparently I've used it in 117 apps. Kind of skeptical about that one. Not really sure where it's getting that data, but regardless, I use it a lot. If we head back out to the home page here, we can see some interesting stuff. And here's where I want to tell you that when we talked about those alternatives earlier, this is one of those features that you're probably not going to find baked into your native solutions. Anytime you trigger Wispr Flow, it automatically records and keeps your transcripts. What you're looking at here is a history of everything that I've just said into Wispr Flow. And at any time, you could come in here and you could copy the transcript again. You could send feedback. You can undo the AI edits if it made some edits that you didn't like. You can retry the transcript. You can delete the transcript, and you can even download the audio. So yes, it is listening to you, it saves the audio, and then it transcribes it. So that's the history there. If we head over on the left sidebar to dictionary, obviously you're talking into Wispr Flow constantly. So it's gonna learn some words from you, or you can add words yourself that when you say them, it automatically knows how to spell them or stylize them according to what you want. So if we take a look at some of my dictionary entries, you can see Claudebot is one. If you know, you know. We've got a bunch of other ones in here. We've got Jet Engine, Crockablock, my agency, Motive 11, my name, Szymanski, because it's a little hard to spell. And I mean, again, you can put whatever you want in here. This is also where we start to see a little bit of the sharing functionality. So you can see that it says all personal or shared with team. I really just use this by myself, but if you had a team, then you can invite them and then you could share these dictionary entries as well as some of the other things we're going to talk about here, like snippets. So you can see a similar vibe here with the all personal and shared with team. And these snippets are kind of like text expanders. So what this means is that if I say Motive 11 email into my Wispr Flow, it will automatically change it to mark@motive11.com. This could be really useful. You can use your imagination to create a bunch of these. Very simple to create. If you just come up to add new, you can put the snippet here and then put the expansion here. And notice the examples that I had were really simple, but you could really do some crazy stuff with this. You could put something crazy like welcome email here and then write a whole script out for that. Maybe some sort of section of text that you're always writing. You could just say a little snippet for it and then it'll expand all out for you. Pretty cool feature. I'm confident you can find something cool to do with that. If we head over to style in our left-hand sidebar here, this is where things get a little more personalized. You're obviously going to be using Wispr Flow across a litany of different apps. And the interesting thing about that when you think about it is that you might communicate differently in different apps. Well, the team at Wispr Flow thought about that, and they're letting you customize your speech style based on the category of app that you're currently communicating in. So for instance, if you're in iMessage or Messenger or Telegram, right now I have it set to casual. So it's caps and less punctuation versus very casual where there's no caps and even less punctuation, or formal where there's caps and punctuation. And then if we head over to work messages, I also have that set as casual, but maybe you'd want that set as formal anytime you're communicating in like Slack or Teams, for instance. And then if you go to email, apps like Gmail, Outlook, etc., you can do the similar thing over here. There's formal, casual, and excited. And then the last category is other. So if you're in Docs, your ChatGPT, Notes, whatever, you can also change the style over here. Pretty cool quality of life feature. I approve. Last thing on our sidebar over here, we have Notes. I'm going to be honest, I haven't used this to this point, and in its current iteration doesn't seem incredibly useful, but if you needed a spot to just quickly write some notes down, you could do that here. Next, I want to go over some of the settings here because there are some things you might want to change when you jump in. If we come down to the bottom right here for the settings, we can see the first thing that we're greeted with here is our keyboard shortcuts. We can take a look at what they're currently set to by default. So like I said, push to talk is Control Windows, hands-free is Control Windows space. There's a newer feature that I haven't seen here recently. It's called Enter Rebind. As I understand it, what this does is that you can rebind Enter so that when you're done with your flow, you can use another key to quickly send the message. Could be useful depending on who you are. Next on our list here is command mode, which I didn't show you earlier, but I'm going to show you right now. If we go back over to our Claude prompt that we had sitting here from earlier, command mode lets you alter text, not just do voice to text, but alter text that you already have in a text box. So as a simple example, I'm going to select all this text. I'm going to hold down Control Windows Alt, and I'm going to give a command. You're going to see that the color of the little pill that pops up on the bottom of the screen is different. And I'm going to be able to alter this text with a command rather than just doing voice to text. Can you take this preliminary plan that we have for this website prompt and expand it to have more detail? And through the power of AI, we've expanded that prompt to add more detail. Cool feature for sure. I haven't used command mode a ton. However, I do see that it could be useful if you were trying to make things more verbose like that, or if you were trying to do it in the reverse and try to make things more concise. Can you take this information and make it way more concise? And boom, there you go, another way to modify your text. If we head back over the settings, our last one here is paste last transcript. Let me go ahead and show you exactly how this works, because if you use Wispr Flow, you are gonna have this happen to you and you're gonna be very confused. If we come back over to Claude with just a fresh slate here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold down the couple buttons, I'm gonna say some things, and then I'm gonna move my mouse somewhere else. So the cursor is in the box right now. I'm gonna move it while I'm talking. Hey, Claude, I would love for you to create me a beautiful website that is modern, et cetera, et cetera. Now you can see what happened there. We were dictating and then we moved our mouse. So our cursor is no longer focused on any sort of text input. So Wispr Flow cannot paste anything in. When this happens, do not fret. Your text is saved in the history. If we head back over to Hub and we come back to our home screen here, we can see that it's right here. We could either copy our transcript and then paste it, or if we just go back to Claude, we don't even need to go into the Hub. We could just do Shift-Alt-Z, and boom, there it is. Make sure you remember that one. You're definitely gonna need it. Okay, if we head back to settings here, we see the microphone and languages. You can change a bunch of different languages. You can have it auto detect if you'd like. If we come down to system, bunch of different things here. I'm just gonna tell you the settings that I have and you can make these decisions for yourself. I would recommend launching the app at login so you're always ready to go, showing the flow bar at all times. I will say that sometimes my flow bar does not stay down here, this right here. Wispr Flow always seems to work, but sometimes the visuals aren't working. I don't know if that's a bug, if that's a me problem, but it's not really a big deal. It's just something that I've noticed. You can show the app in your dock if you want. You've probably been hearing the sounds. You can turn those on or off. You can mute music while dictating. It'll automatically mute that. I will note that it doesn't pause the music. It just mutes it. So if you're talking for a minute, you're going to miss that part of your song. Some extras down here, you can auto add to that dictionary. I've had that on. I've found that it has added some things that I don't want to be added in there. So I might consider turning that off and just manually adding. All the smart formatting that we're talking about, you keep that on. Email auto signature. I don't have to do that because I normally just have my signature in there, but that's a nice feature. And then for guys like me with the creator mode, we have that little dictating with Wispr Flow thing. That's pretty nice. You can reset if you want. If we go up to vibe coding, it can recognize your variables in VS Code, Cursor, or Windsurf if you're doing any of that. And then it can also tag your files in Cursor or Windsurf if you wanted to do that as well. If we come down to experimental, you have to have command mode toggled on if you want to do some of that stuff I was just showing you. And then if you need to, you can turn on bulk import to import snippets and dictionary items from files. Just some other couple things. You can obviously manage your account here. You can manage your team like we saw earlier. You can manage your billing all from within here. And then data and privacy. So I have privacy mode turned on. If enabled, none of your dictation data will be stored or used for model training by Wispr Flow or any third party. I'd probably consider turning that on. And then you can have context awareness, which I also have turned on. Then we have some options to delete your history, some hard refresh notes, and then HIPAA if you need that. So that pretty much does it for all of the features and the hub of Wispr Flow. Let's go take a look at the pricing. And I'll tell you that you're in luck because if you click the link down below, you can actually get started with Wispr Flow for free. Yes, that's right. They have a free plan. Obviously, you're somewhat limited on the free plan. You saw how many words I've been dictating and you're only going to get 2,000 per week on this free one, but it's definitely a good enough start to get your feet wet and see if it's right for you. One note that they've sneakily put down here is that you're going to start on Flow Pro for 14 days, which means you're essentially getting a free trial of the Pro plan, mainly so they can get you addicted on the cool features. And then after 14 days, you're going to be downgraded to the free plan if you don't pay for the Pro plan. For annual, it's $12 per user per month. For monthly, it's $15 per user per month. I'm actually on the monthly plan. I may end up going to annual because I really do enjoy Wispr Flow a lot. There's also a student discount if you qualify for that. And then if you want a deeper dive, you can obviously scroll down and see the whole grid of plans and features down below. So if you want to go check it out, like I said, link in the description. But I promise you a couple of pro tips that have made my life easier, so I'm going to share those with you now. I have this Logitech MX Master 4 mouse, and it has a couple of extra buttons on it, specifically one right here on the top of the mouse and one here on the side of the mouse. Now, having a Logitech mouse is not necessarily a requirement for what I'm going to tell you. You just need to have something that you can remap or rebind to those keys that we talked about earlier. So for example, with Logitech, there's a piece of software that comes with it called Logitech Options Plus, and you can come into it and you can change things about your mouse. So what I've done is there's something called Smart Actions, and I've created one that says Trigger Wispr Flow. So if I go into my middle button here on the top of my mouse, you can see that if I view my Smart Actions, I've created a keystroke Smart Action that is Control Windows Space. So anytime that I touch this middle button, I'm now dictating with Wispr Flow. and then I just press it again and I'm done. In that same line of thinking, if we go back out to the main area where I can set these smart actions up, you can see that I have another button on my mouse that I've set up to paste the last transcript like we talked about. Again, these are small quality of life improvements, but they start to add up when the muscle memory starts to kick in. So if you already have a Logitech mouse or another mouse that lets you rebind buttons, maybe consider giving this a shot. But with all that said, all I wanted to do in this video was share Wispr Flow with you and tell you how much more enjoyable it is to now work on my computer now that I'm typing so much less. I can use it anywhere on my computer. I'm way more productive. I'm communicating better. I'm writing better. I'm prompting better. Would highly recommend you check it out. Again, link in the description if you want to support the channel. I thank you very much. Give it a shot and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one.